Hey guys, it's Kamisha back here again with Primal Tribe video. Today what I wanted to do is go over beginner 101. So from the start, what are the pro tips in expediting yourself from being a complete newbie, a complete beginner at the gym and in the space of health and wellness, to knowing what you're doing, getting rid of the little bit of fear and insecurity that there is with taking on something like this, and kind of just find your bearings. So if this is your first time watching this channel, my name is Kamisha. I am the owner of Primal Tribe Coaching, and we take care of an innovative way of being able to incorporate your lifestyle and your goals together while building a community. We focus on having an ethical approach to building fun into your lifestyle and also building that community to help you support these new life changes that you're taking on. So what we're going to be covering today is just the 3 major tips that I would recommend for you guys starting out as beginners at the gym. Okay, so one thing that I wanted to start off with was just congratulations on watching this video, on looking to educate yourself and making the decision and commitment that comes with starting off on your journey. So I just wanted to congratulate you. I know that it is a big step, and with decisions like this, sometimes there is a little bit of pull and resistance, and I wanted to congratulate you on overcoming that and wanting to better yourself in this way. So after you guys have made the choice to do this, next comes the commitment. So commitment looks like showing up every single day. So regardless of what happened that day, what's going on in your life or in your environment around you, when you make a commitment like this and you make a decision to change your life, and rather you're making the decision to commit on the nutrition side or on the exercise side, whatever is happening in your environment on those days where you really don't feel like following through with your plans, this is where commitment comes in, and this is where discipline is key. So to see those lasting results, we need you to be showing up every single day. At the end of the day, what I want you to do is to make the decision that is going to feel best with you at the end of the day. So when you're going to sleep at night, at the end of the day, are you going to feel best about knowing that even though thing 1, 2, and 3 could have stopped you and tried their best to stop you from going to the gym or from following your diet, are you going to feel best going to bed at the end of the night knowing that you pushed through those obstacles and stuck to your diet even though there was ice cream and cake right in front of you and you were at a family gathering? Or are you going to want to have the feeling and the thought of knowing that you're going to bed and you could have made today count, but instead you made today count in the opposition of your goals? So today was a day that went against you. So at the end of the day, I want you to be able to think with a clear heart and a clear mind that today you did everything within your power to make sure that today is a day that counts towards your goals and what you actually want to get. And this is the key to success anywheres, which I'm sure you know that. So the more that you're going to be showing up and the more consistent that you're going to be is the key to success. Something else that I wanted to mention while we're in this topic is that there's this thing called the 90-10 rule. And basically what it means is that out of 100% of the time, 90% of the time, you want to be showing up and doing everything right and being meticulous about what you're doing. And like I said, taking those proper action steps, but then 10% of the time, you want to be able to reward yourself. So if you're going out for those family gatherings, if you're going out for those birthday parties, you don't want to be restricting yourself, especially where it comes to our culture and how we live here in Canada. And I can't speak for anyone else because I'm not sure, but for us, I know that food and community is really a big thing. So you don't want to make it feel like your goals in a day-to-day basis are stopping you from enjoying the community and the family and the events that you have, because then you're going to start to create that resentment and a little bit of disdain and kind of like a small hatred towards your goals and what you're doing. And you don't want that. You want to be able to live a life that is actually exciting because you see yourself progressing, you see yourself getting towards your goals, and you have that balance, but not a balance meaning, like, some people blow this out of proportion. Some people think that a balance is when you're happy not attaining your goals, not winning, not progressing, but you're balanced because you're spending your time in an equal manner of like hitting your goals 50% of the time, and then the other 50 you're spending backtracking all the progress that you made. And that's not what I mean. What I mean is, like the 90-10 rule states, 90% of the time you're really focused, you're giving it your all, you're checking those boxes off, and you're doing the work, and you're also learning to fall in love with these things, because these things that you're doing, whether it's drinking your greens and having that kind of little bit of a yucky taste in your mouth, or whether that's waking up at 5 a.m. and you really, really dislike that, but you start to learn to love those things because now you're getting to a point where you're realizing these are the building blocks of your long-term success, which is what you actually want. So you might as well love the whole process that goes with it. So the first one, to summarize all of that, is to show up every day, but to be easy on yourself and accept that you're going to have that 10%, and not kicking yourself when you're down, when you're having that 10% out of the 90 where you're showing up and you're doing everything right. So the second one is to educate yourself. And this kind of ties into the first one that we were talking about, because obviously you're here watching this video right now, so you're taking those proper steps and educating yourself about the lifestyle and the stuff that you want. But the more that you have that education, the more that it solidifies your decisions. So I know when I'm looking at, for instance, let's just say I'm looking at a Pizza Pocket or Mr. Noodles, or I'm looking at this takeout food that has a lot of sauce on it. I know that I'm looking at a stomach ache that is about to happen in the next half an hour to an hour, because I know what it's doing in my system. I know what reaction my system is going to have. I know how I'm going to feel. And the more that you educate yourself on those foods, some of them are universal. Like, no one is going to feel wonderful after eating 3 frozen dinners. But everyone has a different sensitivity level. So you have to figure out what triggers you, what sets you off, and just educating yourself. That way you're able to make it a lifestyle and not always refer back to a coach or refer back to this or that. You want to be able to make a lifestyle in something that is sustainable for yourself and something that you actually enjoy doing every single day, so that you're falling in love with that process. It strengthens your commitment and it solidifies your mindset. So sometimes when everyone's going out for ice cream and I'm like, yeah, I don't really want it, because I know that it's going to end up spiking my blood sugars. I know that I'm going to end up having a crash after that. I know that myself personally, I do still get mad at myself at certain points in the day where I know that I should have made a better decision, and I want to be playing in the 90% more than going into the 10% at that point in time. So I know that I'm going to feel bad mentally, I'm going to feel bad physically, and I just don't want to make that call, because the short-term gratification is not what's going to get me to my long-term reward. And just knowing that, it really solidifies the fact that you're looking at that and you're saying no. Another one, the third thing that I wanted to mention was that you should be steady and take it slow. What I mean by that is not put off your goals. So some people say that they want this or that, and then the day goes by and they haven't done anything in that 24 hours to move themselves closer. That's not what I mean. What I mean is, in your 24 hours, pick a few things that you're going to focus on and make sure that you're checking them off consistently every single day. So I'm sure you guys have heard the story about the tortoise and the hare, where the hare, he starts off the race and everything is going super well. He's running. He sees that the tortoise is so far behind him. He knows that he's going to win, and he's just going. And, he's like, I got this in the bag. And then the tortoise just keeps on, going along and doing his little thing. And eventually the hare gets so caught up in the fact that he's so good, he ends up just taking a nap, kind of relaxing. And he ends up losing the race. The tortoise ends up passing him because this guy's just steady, he's consistent, he's going along, And this is what I want you guys to take into consideration when making those lifestyle changes at the start. So a lot of people fall off track in their goals and in what they want and in attaining that because they make the degree of change. So imagine I have a graph and there's a degree to my change. So I'm going on the steady line and I want to increase and I want to go towards my goal. Well, if you make that degree of change radical, you're not going to be able to sustain that for a long time. So you want an upward trend of small things that you're changing, you're getting consistent with, and you're learning those skills and to fall in love with it. So if you're anything like certain people that I've heard talk about their fitness goals and how much they hate to work out, how much they hate to eat healthy, how much they hate to drink their water, you have to start out with, first of all, doing a small amount of those things and falling in love with them. I was never like this. Not to say that there aren't things that I was like that on. 110% there were. But I never hated it all. I never hated all the process. So I started out with what I really, really liked doing. I started out with going to the gym because I really loved that. I started out with doing a bulk because I loved eating a lot of food. And I started out with the things that I really enjoyed doing, so I didn't have to face falling in love with certain things. So that is my recommendation to you guys, is to start out with things that you already enjoy doing and then building consistently from there. A couple things that you guys are able to do right now would be start looking at your water intake. So water is I use an analogy of buses. This is going to sound a little weird, so just hear me out for a sec. So imagine there is a bunch of people that need to get from one spot to another. They need to leave town, and they've got to go. So there's a bunch of people waiting, and then the buses have to come along and they have to pick them up and bring them out of town. Where I'm going with all of that is that basically this is the same thing as water. So you have all these toxins in your body, and this is actually what determines the color of your urine. So this is kind of a weird topic, but whatever, it's going to be talked about. So if you have super, super dark urine, then you know that there are not enough buses leaving the station to be able to transport all of those toxins out of your system. But if you're drinking enough water, then you're going to start to see that it's more light or clear. And this is the first thing that I recommend a lot of my clients and people that I'm working with start out with, simply because it's something that's easy, it's something that's measurable, and you can see your results right in front of your eyes, and it helps a lot of people start to feel more on point, more mentally sharp, and also starts to help them feel better because everything is working better. Your body is 70% water, and it's kind of oiling the little gears, and you need that. That's water in our system. So you need that water to help everything run smoothly. It gives you a little bit more mental sharpness, and it just helps those toxins get out of your body, and it gives them the opportunity to be able to leave as well. So that's one that I like to start out with. Personally, I drink 3 liters of water every single day. That is what works well for me. If you're just starting out, try for 1 liter, try for 2 liters. You can't go wrong. And if you're thirsty after you finished your water, don't cut yourself off. It's not bad. Have more. So that's a good place to start. And what we're trying to do in starting out with these things is just racking up the small wins. So small win is getting your water in. Another small win is educational videos or motivational videos. So there's a couple that I really, really like. I really like Alex Cult's motivation, and I also like there's like a little bit more, I'll post them down below so that you'll be able to see them in the description, but they're a little bit more like rough and raw and to the point. That's just my personal style for motivation. And then educational videos. So whatever you guys are looking to achieve, be educated on that topic. Know what you're talking about and know what the best plan of action is and the rules that you should be following to get the result that you're looking for. This helps solidify your mindset as well, like we mentioned before. Third thing that I would recommend that you guys start out with is move your body. Just go out for a walk. Walks are actually the best because you're outside, you're in nature, and you're able to look at things. So what I do when I'm out for my walks is I just focus on the things that are around me. I'm not focusing on thinking about my day or what's going on or what I should be doing or what has to get done. I'm just looking at the things that are around me. I'm being grateful for living on this planet. I'm being grateful for, like, if you know anything about me, you know that I like astoundingly large things. So I will look at all of the cars that are in the neighborhood. I will look at like the fact that the trees are so massive because I like to know that I'm surrounded by things that are bigger than me. And it just gives me like a little bit of a spiritual connection. So however you like to go on your walks, that's up to you. That's up to you to decide. That's how I like to do mine. I like to go and look at things and just be grateful for the planet that we're living on, to notice that large things are already existing and out there and we're able to accomplish large things. It's very empowering for me. So that's one thing. Just moving your body is very simple. Fourth thing is cutting out junk food. I get a lot of questions and people ask me like, oh, is this healthy or is that healthy or is this, I heard like quinoa is better than couscous, and you're thinking too, well, I mean, like, it's a good question, but you're thinking too meticulous on this one. Like, if you know that ice cream is bad for you, don't eat it. If you know that, like, a pizza pocket is not good for you, don't eat it. And if you know that having, like, processed sandwich meat that stays good on your counter for 4 weeks unrefrigerated, maybe don't eat it. So cut out junk food. That's very obvious. If you can't explain in less than 3 words to a toddler where it comes from, you shouldn't be putting it in your body because your body is now going to have that issue of dealing with whatever this foreign thing is, which creates inflammation. It creates bloating. It creates feeling lethargic, tired, all of those things that we don't want. So you know what is junk food. You know what is kind of all right food. Stick to the kind of all right food. Stay away from the junk food. 90-10, again, you want the cake. It's a good reward for you. Don't just have it on a whim. So set a day. Set like, hey, on Saturday I'm going to have my cake, and then work up to that day. That way when you're resisting it throughout the week, you're actually like, you know what? I have already a plan of something that I'm going to reward myself with, and this is what I want. So I'm going to work up to the Saturday and just leave that till then. And then fifth and last things that you can get started with right now is choose your inspirations. Pick the people that you want to look up to in this health and wellness area, or like if you like the way that they look, if you like the way that they think, if you like things that they have in their life, like if you like their overall lifestyle, then go about following them, go about checking up on them every single day, seeing what they're doing with their life, and then surround yourself with those types of people. So the beauty right now that we're going through with the information age is that there's so much information. We're inundated by information. You always hear people say that we're inundated by information. But basically, the amazing part of that is that you guys can actually pick your friend circle without even knowing them, without having to go and meet them if you don't want to. And without actually having those physical people here, you can see what they're doing on a regular basis. You can be part of their lives, and you can adopt like little parts of their mindset that helped them get to where they are right now. And you can actually have that person with you all of the time at the click of a button and listen to, their mindset or their inspiration or what they're doing. Whatever the case may be, you can literally have friends that don't know you, and it creates that like security that people have nowadays with not being too forward about things. So pick your inspirations and follow them. Follow them like you're a stalker. You know what I mean? Get to know everything about them and make it like, this is going to sound kind of creepy, but make it like you have their life. Like in your mind, one of the keys to always being super concrete in those sometimes like ups and downs is just that you have this visual and like this vision of what you're working towards and what you want to create. And when you have inspirations and people that really motivate you, that are around you all the time, whether it be on social media or in real life, that you have that vision of knowing that things are possible, and also realizing that those people are real people. They've felt the emotions that you're feeling. They've probably gone through exactly what you're feeling. And that if you just keep on pushing through, you're going to end up with the similar result that you see them having right there in front of your eyes. So it kind of gives you that push to keep on going. So I just want to summarize everything, because I know I am sometimes a chatterbox and I talk a lot. So congratulations on the choice. Show up every single day to create that success. Educate yourself to make it a lifestyle. It will help you be more concrete in your decisions and in your mindset. Be steady and take it slow, but don't avoid taking action. And then the 5 things that you can do right now is start working on your water, educate yourself, go for a walk, move your body, do something, cut out the junk food, and surround yourself with people and things that inspire you, people and things that give you good vibes, and people and things that make you happy. So that is it for me. I would love if you would just scroll down a little bit and leave a like, and I would love if you would subscribe, because this is just the beginning of the little journey that we're going to live together. And I would love for you guys to be a part of the community that we're building here, and just see if you can get a little bit of value. And also, feel free to just return the value as well to the community if you have something to add, or if you have some little gems that you want to drop in and leave for the community that we're building here. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. So we'll see you later.